Now, I want to ask you about something that has been coming up a lot in the news lately, sadly,
Hmm.
and that is attacks on priests,
Yeah.
on altars,
Hmm.
just all sorts of things,
Sure.
attacks in churches. I mean, I think I did 3 shows in the last week.
Yeah.
You had one instance where a priest in Winnipeg was being attacked. You had another one in
Yeah.
Spokane, Washington,
Hmm.
where a priest was attacked. You have another in St. Peter's Basilica where the altar
Right.
was attacked and arguably desecrated.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I I don't know if this is something that a lot of priests are thinking in the back of their mind when they're doing the liturgy that, hey, there could be something that's about to happen.
Hmm.
As a priest, is this something that's just kind of, in the back of your mind, like I need to be prepared for anything?
I think anybody that spends enough time in a church, you're going to see a lot of, maybe the wrong word to use is crazy, but
Yeah.
it certainly feels like it. You're going to see a lot
Yeah.
of crazy. Okay, so, and I mean everything. I think I texted you about an event that I was involved in, just a
Tell
few
me
days
about
ago.
that again.
Yeah. Okay. So the Byzantine Catholic Church that I serve
Hmm.
is not that far from where I live,
Hmm.
but it is about an hour away from where the deacon lives, and he usually is the one who takes care of the church. And so, in the little Ring doorbell, he saw somebody jump the fence and cover up the Ring doorbell camera.
Huh.
And so he calls me up and says, "Can you go check on this?" Right. So I hopped in my car, drove straight over, and I was there within a matter of just a couple of minutes. And sure enough, there was somebody who had jumped over the fence, covered up the camera, and then just laid down in the grass and went
Wow.
to sleep. Right. So that's not, nobody
Sure.
attacked me or anything like that.
Yeah.
But that kind of thing happens all the time. So I've seen people walk up into the sanctuary and then lay on their back and look up at the ceiling and have a moment with the Lord. I don't know, that kind of thing. I've had somebody during adoration come up before and inspect the book. That was so. The way we do adoration in a different church is that we have like this binder that has all the prayers in it that like sort of sits in the sanctuary on the steps where I go down, where I kneel. And so I can read the book from where I'm kneeling. And so when I get up from that spot, the book stays there. Anyway, this guy felt like he should inspect the book and make sure there was nothing wrong in the book that he didn't agree with or whatever, and then it's the Blessed Sacrament is exposed. And so you want to be just as discreet as you can be to tell the guy, get out of the sanctuary, please,
Right.
uh, yeah, so they're just, these kinds of things happen all the time. Now, I've never been physically attacked. I've had to physically remove people before who fought back a little bit, but nobody ever jumped on me or anything like that. I don't think I'm this big imposing guy, but I don't look like a pushover, and physically
Right.
I don't think I look like a pushover. So I think you might have some guys who might worry a little bit more than I would need to worry about it. But we encounter a lot of crazy things a lot of the time, and especially if you have like a downtown parish where you have a bigger homeless problem. I think, for example, this example of a guy jumping the fence at St. Nicholas. The Super Bowl was going on downtown, and I think that there were blue lights everywhere. There's cops everywhere, all over downtown New Orleans, and I think that pushed out a lot of homeless people from downtown over just a couple of miles where our parish is. And so these kind of things happen a lot. You have to deal with a lot of mental illness. You have to deal with a lot of drug abuse. You have to deal with a lot of, extreme poverty that sometimes happens because of some of these other things. And so we deal with this kind of stuff a lot.
Yeah.
I would say that being attacked with a knife is out of the ordinary for
Yeah.
sure. I would say that
You would hope, right?
getting right, having a punch thrown is out of the ordinary for sure. Whether or not right now is like a heightened time for that, I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I have things yelled at me on a from time to time, right? Or people trying to get away with something crazy that I have to physically get in there and stop them from doing. Often in the streets, using the a quiet place like the church as the place they're going to use the restroom, or maybe try to take a bath in a holy water font or something like that. That's not that uncommon that somebody would do that, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Take a bath in the holy water?
Well,
Seriously?
just give themselves like
Goodness.
washing their hair in the holy water font or something like that, right? That happens. And for some people, it's this religious experience they're having. For other people, they just like the cold water, and so they're just doing it for that, So yeah, I've seen some weird stuff.
It sounds like it.